Hello, everyone. How are you? Hope you're all feeling good. And if not, that's okay also. We all have life challenges and difficulties in our lives, ups and downs in life, and that's totally okay. That's part of our collective human experience of being in this world. We go through ups and downs. So again, life is never a straight line. So happiness, joy is also part of our lives, and feeling of sadness, gloom, disappointment is also part of the human experience, and they're all okay. So we are not here to pretend that we all should be happy and everything in our life should be perfect. Otherwise, there's something seriously wrong with us. So today, what I wanted to talk about was self-compassion and the opposite of self-compassion, which is shame. Especially the trait shame, shame that some of us carry at all times, that can be really destructive to ourselves and our lives. So I prepared some notes to just make sure that I don't move off track. So first of all, let's do our energy cleansing and setting the energy for today. Taking a deep breath through the nose, holding the breath, and exhalation to release all the tension in the body, using the water with essential oil and salt to calm the nervous system and clearing the energies. I'm also going to use my own potion, what I made, which is a healing oil with essential oil that is prepared with prayers and good healing intentions. Namaste. So, what is shame? Shame is basically imagining what other people are imagining about us that is not good. So in another word, constantly having this rumination in our head that other people are judging me and they're thinking that I'm a bad person, that I'm a stupid person, that I'm not a trustworthy person, that I'm innately wrong and I'm a mistake. So this is what shame actually is. So in another word, saying I'm being wrong, faulty, bad, or an evil person. So when somebody behaves in a certain way towards us, it might trigger that sense of shame even more within some people. So some of us, unfortunately, because of our past traumas and upbringing and childhood stuff and traumas, we are more shame-based, that somehow we have internalized the shame that was put on us as children. Now, the shame could be put on us by our caregivers, parents, the schooling system, or the society. And shame is also part of the human experience, in a sense that we all as human beings have the capacity to feel this emotion of shame within us. But there are two different kinds of shame, in my opinion. There's one kind that is common, and it's sort of like it's within our DNA in a sense. Back in the tribal times, you know, when a member of the tribe was not behaving in a way that was accepted by the tribe, they would go and shame that person. So they would emotionally cause some pain. They would cause emotional pain. So that person, so it was a punitive way of being towards that person, to sort of push that person to change its behavior and sort of being accepted by the tribe again. And that person would do everything to correct their behavior because of the painful shame that they were feeling inside, to become again part of the accepted member of the tribe. So that kind of shame actually has value, right? So it helps in correcting the behavior of that person, and it's temporarily. So the person eventually gonna get rid of that shame when they correct their behavior and they become part of the tribe again, and they would just release that shame. There's a different kind of shame that it's called trait shame. It's a shame that it becomes really embedded within the psyche and energetic field and the belief system of one person. So this person would constantly feel like a bad person. Or if they don't constantly feel shame, that shame is dormant in them, and somebody else can easily trigger that within them by doing something. And so people that are shame-based, they're very quick to aggression, because when somebody else does something that it threatens their their sense of self, and their shame, to not to feel that because it feels so painful, they distract themselves with aggression, with attacking that person or being aggressive towards other people, or through suppression and denial of their feeling, through dissociations, through using alcohol, through attacks, and through behaviors, and through numbing their feelings and risky behaviors. These are all ways to distract, to detach from feeling of shame. And unfortunately, this coping mechanism to deal with shame, it doesn't work, because we would feel ignorant of that shame and detached from that shame. And when we are detached from our certain painful emotions, we can't deal with them, and then they accumulate and they cause a behavioral issues in us, in how we deal with other people and our day-to-day lives. Just gotta refresh my mouth. This is really good. I really love this drink because it's not sweet. I don't like sweet drinks. It's again, for those of you who don't know what this is raspberry leaf, organic raspberry leaf tea with organic oat milk, and I love it. So of course I lost track of my thoughts, but don't worry, I'll go back to it. So what we were saying, that people try to distract from the emotions of shame because it's uncomfortable, it's very painful, and it actually makes us feel shitty. So, so to heal this shame within us, the best way is to acknowledging the fact that we are feeling this shame, and that feeling is uncomfortable. And that avoiding shame is more problematic than the shame itself. And shame usually happens when we internalize what other people put on us. So, as I mentioned this before, so somebody can be real nasty towards you. As long as you don't internalize this person's opinion about you, you're not going to develop shame because of what this person is doing to you. And usually as adults, we're not going to internalize other people's behaviors unless if we have been programmed since our childhood to take on those feelings within us. Then somebody else that comes along, it's going to scratch and it's going to trigger those feelings of shame, and suddenly we explode into aggression or self-destructive behavior or unsafe behavior and risky behavior, just to, you know, distract from this internal feelings. So, what is the opposite of shame is self-compassion. And again, acknowledging that we are human beings, that we can make mistakes. All human beings make mistakes. And our mistakes, even our bad mistakes are usually not good, but it has nothing to do with who we are. In another word, the mistake is bad, but we are not a bad person because we have made mistakes, right? So as I was talking about, we shouldn't be internalizing our mistakes and take it so harsh upon us that we would actually identify with our mistakes and call ourselves a mistake. And sometimes, most of the time, unfortunately, these strong emotions and feelings and how we view ourselves, it has been formed in our childhood. So it's sort of like really deeply embedded within us. And the only way that we can heal this is through self-compassion. And this shame usually gives birth to other types of mental illnesses such as anxiety, depression, personality disorders, and all kinds of other negative mental health issues that they are really bothersome. They're all shame-based. So what do we do now? So they have shamed us in our childhood and we internalized it, either by our parents, by our caregivers, by the school, or by the whole society as a whole. If we think constantly internally that we are a mistake, we are a bad person, we are stupid, we are a bad human being. So how can we heal this? I want you to know that you're not helpless in this situation. You're not. If you take your own power back and practice self-compassion. So first you need to notice that you feel shame a lot and you feel that you're a bad person. So the first step is to acknowledging it instead of distracting from it, because shame is extremely uncomfortable. And we want to say, no, that's not how I feel. No, I don't feel like a bad person. No, I don't feel shame. I don't feel like I'm a shitty person. So I'm going to distract myself with alcohol to feel better. I'm going to go speeding with a car and endanger my life and other people just to have some sort of a thrill to just distract my mind. Or I'm going to go and indulge in eating junk food and sweets just to feel better. Or I'm going to go engage in unsafe sex, pornography, and things like that to distract from this innate, profound sense of shame that I feel in the current moment. So first, number one is to acknowledge, yes, I don't feel good. The shame makes me feel stupid, makes me feel like a bad person. And the other thing that shame can do to us is that we self-isolate. We are not comfortable to be in contact with other people because we feel that we are being constantly judged by other people. And to avoid that, we isolate and we don't socialize, we don't talk to people, we don't go into the society, because any interactions with other people can trigger that shame within us, which is extremely uncomfortable. So we need to practice self-compassion. So what is self-compassion? So let's say I sleep in. Instead of waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning and be productive, I stay in bed till 10. And I wake up and I go, oh my God, what a stupid person I am. What a lazy person I am. How could I be doing this? What kind of a lazy human being I am. And I keep on repeating what I was heard as a child by my caregivers, by my parents, by my teachers, by the school, by the society. So I become the internal vicious voice on hurting myself and shaming myself even when there's nobody around. So we need to change that language to the language of love and compassion. How do I speak to myself? Compassionately. my love. It's okay. It's okay that you slept in. You're tired. You need rest. You're not motivated today. You just wanted to take it easy. You're not a human doing. You're a human being. It's okay to rest. There's no shame around it. Tomorrow, try to wake up earlier. And if not, I am here to support you, right? So a lot of people, they feel an ugly language, a harsh language can motivate us to change our ways. And a kind language would actually encourage us to continue on our bad behaviors, which is not true. Self-acceptance, kindness, and compassion is the best way to change behaviors. People that are loved, people that are spoken to nicely, people that are supported, they're more motivated. They want to wake up early in the morning. They want to go out and experience the life. They want to be better. They want to create. You know, shame prevents us from being creative, motivated. So the opposite of shame is always compassion, talking kindly to ourselves, self-care, a kind, I love you, and I'm here for you, and I support you. Give that to yourself. Forgive yourself over and over and over and over. It's okay. It's okay. You are a beautiful human being. Maybe others can't notice it, but you notice it. And beauty is always what? In the eyes of the beholder. So be that beholder of the eyes that can see the beauty in you. And that's not fooling yourself. Because as human being, we are love. When we were born, we were the embodiment of love. And we are going back to that innate worth of ourselves through self-compassion. You're worthy, you're beautiful, just because you are. Think about it. When you love somebody, you don't love them, true love, you don't love them because they are the best person in the world. They're the most beautiful person in the world. That they're the best in the world. Love doesn't need an excuse. You just love somebody because you love that person. Especially when a mother loves her child. She loves that child unconditionally. At least most mothers do. So even if a mother has an ugly child, she's still gonna love that child. Even if this child would just say the worst thing, a true mother would still love that child because the child is lovable. And our God, universal consciousness, or whatever you might want to call it, enlightened the heart of the mother to see the child for the love that that child is. So one of the best ways to heal shame is to mother yourself as an adult. Okay? As an adult, be your own mother and see yourself as a mother sees her child. And be so kind to yourself as if you're your own mother. and you want the best for yourselves. So forgiveness. How would you like to encourage the child within you so that she would flourish, that she would become curious about every day? When the sun rises, you want to wake up, you want to smell the flowers, you want to create beauty, you want to enjoy the beauty, you want to help other people, because there is a zest of life. When there's love, when there's compassion, there is zest of life. So when other people around you, we have a very toxic society, to remind you. So unfortunately, a lot of people are very unaware of they don't have much self-knowledge, and they are so trapped in the cycle of trauma within themselves. So they become very self-absorbing, and they're so preoccupied with their own pain and problems. So they're not so much, they're ignorant of their surroundings, and they're not paying attention. And of course, we have to forgive them, because innately and truthfully, they're beautiful people. But the reason that I'm saying that is that don't put your worth in the hands of others, because they might crush it, because they're not fully aware, and at that point they don't care. So you need to give that care and compassion to yourself, and be using kind words towards yourself. So replace lazy with I'm simply tired, I need to rest. This is self-care. And if you wake up late the next day, it's okay. It's okay again. Tomorrow we're going to change it. And if you make the mistake again, you just simply come up with a program for yourself to gradually change this behavior. And if others are not forgiving of you, it's very important that for you to be forgiving of yourself, to not be punishing yourself for your mistakes, to not be punishing for yourself for relapsing and doing things wrong. Tomorrow is another day. You do have the courage, and you do have the capabilities of changing behaviors. And bad behaviors, they don't define you. They're just bad behaviors. They don't mean that you are lazy, you are bad, you're wrong, you're unworthy. You're not. You are a worthy, beautiful human being, and you should treat yourself as such. So one of the things that we are going to train ourselves on the internal level is to change our language towards ourselves, and acknowledging that we are human beings, that we can make mistakes. It's normal to feel sad. It's normal to feel shame sometimes. But we should let go of that toxic shame that we feel all the time, that bring us down. And to repair that toxic shame within, we pour self-compassion to us. We love us just like a kind mother would unconditionally love her child. No matter what she does, she's still loved and she's still beautiful. So mothering yourself is extremely important. I think I sort of delivered the message that I wanted to deliver. So I am going to end this video at this point, and I would love it if you write down and comment about your experience about shame, childhood shame or current shame, and how do you help yourself to move through and out of the toxic shame. What modalities and what ways do you use to heal yourself and to acknowledge this shame and release it? I would love to hear from you, and it would be fantastic to create a community that we all openly communicate and assist in each other's healing. Namaste. Please be kind to yourself and others.